美方仍在对中国滥施关税，对这种霸道霸凌的行径，中方坚决反对，绝不接受。施压、威胁和讹诈不是同中方打交道的正确方式。美方如果真的想谈，就应该拿出平等、尊重、互惠的态度。如果美方置两国和国际社会的利益于不顾，执意打关税战、贸易战，中方必将奉陪到底。
We think we're in very good shape. We think we're doing very well. Again, there'll be a transition cost and transition problems, but in the end, it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Good evening, I'm Janet MacArthur, and you're watching Live News 16, where truth burns brighter than propaganda. Tonight, we break down the explosive escalation in the U.S. China trade war, tariffs rising, markets shaking, and national leaders sending clear messages of war without weapons. This story is not just about economics, it's about ego, global influence, and the financial future of millions. To give you the full picture, we've divided this fiery standoff into 6 gripping segments. The Tit-for-Tat Explodes, a look at the back-and-forth tariffs shaking global trade, markets in freefall, how the economic fallout is hitting your wallet. The Chinese Counterstrike, the gloves are off. What Beijing is really planning. Xi Jinping's moment. Why China's leader is breaking his silence now. Diplomatic freeze. Inside the psychological standoff, who blinks first? Global fallout and investor panic. How the world's money is responding and what's next. Buckle up. This is not just a trade war, this is a global economic power play. Let's begin.
Are you concerned of escalation beyond the trade war with China?
No, I'm not concerned. I think President Xi is a very smart guy, and I think we'll end up making a very good deal for both. But, we've been treated so badly for so many years.
The numbers don't lie and they're terrifying. Just hours ago, Beijing upped its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods from 84% to a jaw-clenching 125%, a direct response to President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff spike to 145%. For the first time since tensions escalated, President Xi Jinping himself broke the silence with a chilling message. We are not afraid. Xi didn't stop there, he issued a sharp warning. There are no winners in a trade war. Going against the world will only lead to self-isolation. A statement dripping with defiance and aimed squarely at Washington. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., the White House is reportedly waiting for China to pick up the phone. The irony? Beijing says the exact same thing. Welcome to the deadlock that's lighting global markets on fire. Stock futures? Tearing down. The U.S. dollar? Collapsing now at its weakest level against the euro in 3 years.
The dollar on Thursday last week posted its biggest daily fall of 1.7% since November 2022.
Wall Street is jittery, investors are frantic, and businesses across the globe are bracing for economic shockwaves. Despite this, President Trump remains confident, brushing off the chaos as a transition problem and promising, quote, a beautiful thing in the end. But tell that to millions of American workers now fearing layoffs, price hikes, and shuttered exports. Inside Beijing, the gloves are off. According to Chinese officials, Washington is playing a numbers game with no real economic substance, accusing the U.S. of weaponizing tariffs as tools of bullying and coercion. A senior Chinese voice went even further, labeling the U.S. a global joke, and China isn't stopping at tariffs. Government insiders hint that other weapons, possibly in tech, finance, or rare earth materials, are locked and loaded. The message? China's ready to play long, hard, and dirty. So why now? Why is President Xi speaking up today? 2 reasons. First, national unity. With China's economy already facing internal turbulence, Xi is rallying his people with strength and pride in the face of foreign pressure. Second, the timing is no coincidence. Xi is preparing for a strategic tour across Cambodia, Vietnam, and Malaysia, critical partners for China's regional dominance. As the U.S. tries to lure these nations into new trade alliances, Xi is sending a global message: China will not back down. Here's where things get dangerously personal. Both sides refuse to make the first move. Trump has reportedly ordered his team not to contact Beijing. He wants a face-to-face showdown with Xi on his terms. But Xi refuses to engage at that level, pushing for low-tier talks instead. What we're witnessing is not diplomacy, it's ego-driven standoff diplomacy. And behind the scenes, Washington insiders fear Xi won't blink because it would make him look weak. Meanwhile, China believes Trump is overplaying a dwindling hand. The silence is deafening and deadly. Foreign investors are rattled. With $65 trillion parked in U.S. assets, global financiers are asking, should we lighten our load? If U.S. profitability tumbles and treasury bonds lose their prestige, international markets could flee. China, already hinting at reducing its U.S. Treasury holdings, could trigger a bond market meltdown. It's a dangerous game and the stakes are climbing fast. Who will blink first? Can global leaders put aside national pride to stop economic catastrophe? Or are we racing toward a full-blown financial Cold War? As always, Live News 16 will be watching every twist, every turn, and every tremor that shakes the foundations of this global showdown. I'm Janet MacArthur. Stay informed, stay fired up, and stay tuned.